That we are all here by divine appointment. I love that Marcus said he got off the plane in Hawaii, took the red eye, and came straight here. So we receive your gift, and I'm going to keep you awake, honey. Energetically, that we come together through our similarities and we grow through our differences. And if you're tuning in at this moment, there is something here for you. And that we have that wonderful benefit of being in community. And my topic today is, what gifts do I bring? Now, there's a great biblical verse about that all gifts cometh from above, from the Father of lights, where there is no variableness nor turning of shadows. And I just love that. The Father of lights, energetically, that there is that within us in our consciousness, that Father of lights that allows that energy to be made manifest in our daily life, which is our temple and our religion. It's about the everyday experience. And when we begin to embody all the good gifts that are there for us, when we begin to open to the gift of life and realize that we all come in with our own karmic lessons, that we begin to learn our lessons through intuition and inspiration rather than bitter experience. And so many of us, we get on that karmic wheel and we keep doing what we're doing, expecting a different result. That is the definition of insanity, doing what you've always done and expecting a different result. Oh, I don't know why it keeps happening. Oh my God. Well, change something. We want to, it's interesting, we want to get better, but we just don't want to change. We're in a comfort zone. And when the day comes, when it's just time to let it all go, this is a new day. This is a new opportunity. And that when we start to go into that emotional thing that we do, and I call it emotional need for self-punishment, that should be the trigger to do something different. Go outside. Sit in the energy of the light. We live in Palm Springs. We live in paradise. People say, well, how do you handle the summers? I said, the same way you handle your winters. Right? You make the adjustment. You make the adjustment. We go from our air-conditioned house to the air-conditioned car to the air-conditioned event. You're out shoveling snow. And my kids live in Utah, and on Christmas it snowed. It was like this one day, and I woke up, it was like winter wonderland. It was fabulous, but there's my son-in-law out there, he's shoveling snow, right? And so you make the adjustment for wherever you are. And whatever's going on in our lives, we make the adjustment. I was so moved. There is a Facebook community called Great Minds Think Alike. And a guy came on and he said, it's really interesting. I was in line at a certain fast food place, and my son got out to do something, and the people behind us said, "Get moving, you dumb nigger." Oh. He said, my son got in the car, I drove up, and said, I would like to pay for the people behind us. I paid for their dinner, and I wrote a note on the napkin. We are not dumb niggers. We are human beings. I forgive you. Enjoy your dinner. As they drove away, the son said, why did you do that, Dad? And he said, because it's so nice to give gifts to those who are nice to us. But to give a gift to someone who is mean to us is the difficult thing and makes us grow. I was so moved. To me, this is beyond drawing the larger circle. He drew a circle that shut me out, but love and I had the wit to win. We drew a circle that took him in and did not take it personally. And just realize there's a lot of work to do on the planet, and there's a lot of ignorance on the planet. And I've won every award you can think of, practically. And see, if you live long enough, you get these, accolades, right? And the one that I am so moved by is the Human Rights Award here in Palm Springs. Because I am an advocate of our oneness, beyond color, race, creed, and sexual orientation. Our God is a God of oneness. What gifts do I bring? I bring the gift of kindness, where I can write on a napkin, I forgive you for your racial slur. I forgive you for your ignorance. I forgive you for not knowing. I forgive you. He drew a circle that shut me out, but love and I had the wit to win. We drew a circle that took him in. And that when we come and those great divides in our life, we have the resources to move through it. I love the story of the ant. The ant story is one of my favorite stories. The ant is coming along with a piece of straw. It comes upon a great divide. It takes the straw, puts it over the great divide, walks over it, retrieves it, and is on his way to the place of destination, which is his ant colony. We have it within us that when those great divides come up, we can say, oh my God, I just couldn't do it because, you know, this thing came up. There are excuses, and there is that within us that absolutely, no matter what it takes, not even the gates of hell shall prevail against us, that we're going to do it. And someone said, oh, no, you're not. Hey, you just gave me the challenge of the universe. Yes, I am. So, interestingly enough, what gifts do I bring? The Dalai Lama said, my religion is simple. My religion is kindness. Kindness. And when I heard him at the United Nations University for Peace, and all the presenters got together, and he was sharing at the table at lunch, he shared that he went into he was looking for something, and something simple, and they said, oh, it's in the medicine chest. And he was staying, and he goes, I looked in, I saw so many prescriptions, and I thought, why don't they just meditate? Be still and know that I am God. Be still, quiet the mind, all this little chatter, all this stuff, and all this stuff, we got to do. And he said this, and she said that. Be still and know that I am God. And someone said, oh, you're God? I said, I'm a co-creator with God. We all are. We're all created in the image and likeness of God, and we are told that it's not only good, it's what? Very good. Now, my self-image just went way up when I read that, when I was a student. Because our programming is, who do you think you are? Get off your high horse. No, I like it up here. The view's just great, right? And I loved horses when I was growing up, and I wanted a horse so badly, and of course my parents said we can't afford it, but that's another story. I went up the street and I said, I will clean your stalls if I can ride your horse, and I'll do anything. I was like 11. They said, oh, that is so wonderful. So I cleaned the stall, and I rode this wonderful Tennessee Walker everywhere. And it was really interesting. It had a proclivity for low branches. It would just take off. Oh. And the first time, I didn't duck fast enough, and I went down. And it was not fun. But I got back up. I got back up on that horse. And the next time that it did that, and it was very headstrong, I just leaned down and made the adjustment. And as it went over that branch, went under it, and it didn't even scathe me. So we make the certain adjustments in life where we need to make them. We come across the great divide, whatever our resources, we lay it down, and we walk over it from this side to the next. And energetically, we have it within us, with all that goes on, and all of our lessons, and all the things that come up in our daily lives. I think, sometimes we just give our power away until we come to ourselves and say, what? No, I have it. God and I are the majority. I have it. I can do this. And so the habit patterns, the little amazing neural pathways of lack, limitation, scarcity, I'm not good enough, I'm not tall enough, I'm not short, all of that stuff. We begin to open to a new reality. We begin to step into that reality. we begin to open to consciousness. And you know, my father, you know my story, he was a very abusive alcoholic. And he was in AA for 4 years and never did his emotional work. So he was on a dry drunk. He wasn't drinking alcohol, but he had the same behaviors as when he was drinking because he did not address the issues. So we're all addicted in some way. You know, all of us. We all have our little obsessive compulsive ways about stuff. But to realize that I'm going to let go and let God do what God does best by means of me and let it flow. Let it unfold. I remember Alan Cohen saying that he also lived in Hawaii, he still does, and that he would get off in Kauai, and this really happy little guy, you know, he's got his little bus, his little mini bus, and he takes everybody to where they need to go, and he would go around this special circle. And he said to this little guy, he said, it must get really monotonous going around that circle so many times every day, picking at all these people. He said, no, I've never made the same trip twice. Every time I get behind this wheel and I go around in the circle, I meet exciting new people. I have wonderful stories. I receive fabulous gifts. I've never made the same trip twice. So boredom is also an addiction. You know, like we always have to have something going on. Be still and know that I am God. What gifts do I bring? I bring patience. I bring kindness. I bring love, which is the strongest healing power in the universe. I bring love. And in that loving understanding, I open the space of compassion. I bring compassion to the altar of life. And when someone acts other than kind, I know it's a cry for help. I know that it's a need. So I extend compassion instead of condemnation. This takes quite a bit at times. It really does. You know, there's times, you know, we're waiting in line. I go into the express lane at the market, and I usually buy organic, but, you know, I have to run into Albertsons once in a while. And this gal, you know, we're in the 15 items or less line. She's got her basket just filled, and I'm thinking, you know, I'm looking at my watch and thinking, I'm going on a time schedule here. Oh my God, I'm counting. I'm up to 35 things in her basket. And so she starts putting them on the counter, and the angel cashier said, so which 15 things would you like for checkout? She said, I guess these. So she bought those and went into the next checkout stand for the other 30 things that she had. And I said, you are an angel. What gifts do I bring to the altar of life? My understanding, I saw a man today who didn't have a smile, so I gave him one of mine. Very, very simple thing that we can do. What gifts do I bring? Can I really write on a napkin with somebody who absolutely is unkind? I forgive you. I forgive you. That it's easy to give a gift to someone who's nice to us. It's a little bit different story when they're mean and they're acting out of their own ignorance. He drew a circle that shut me out, but love and I had the wit to win. We drew a circle that took him in. And sometimes, let me tell you, it takes a lot to do that. A lot. I've had so many experiences in the ministry, and we were talking the other night, Rob Roy, our ministerial, wonderful ministerial student, and Lee's in ministry, Alicia, and we were discussing, you know, some of the amazing experiences I've had that if I was a man, I would never have experienced in the ministry. It's really, really fascinating how that works. So I've just had to draw the larger circle. When I joined the ministry, I got ordained at 30, and I'd go to different functions, and they go, oh, ministers' wives over there, you know, that way. And I go, I am the minister, you know. All the things that have occurred in my life and in my ministry. In my bylaws, I have the first and final word because no one is going to do what I do. No one is going to mortgage their house to keep our doors open. No one is going to give $2,000 a month for 2 years to keep our doors open. I have the first and final word But in those bylaws, what I do is in our Vision Council board, that I don't do anything unless I have consensus. Because if we don't have consensus, then there's going to be friction. And there's going to be people that we take them as far as we can take them, and when they're unwilling to go to the next level and to grow, they will move out. They'll just recede and be where they need to be. It's not good or bad. It's just about evolving. It's about, and I have a thing, you grow or go. We don't play games, we don't have little political things going on here, because it moves out in waves. When people need to gossip or carry on or whatever, and then I heard that I was operating illegally because of my bylaws. You know, what was so interesting is that Dr. Clayton Beaver in 1989 created those bylaws that every independent ministry has. Because he said, these are, if you're a spiritual leader, then the buck stops here. We are the ones that take responsibility. And no one's going to do what we do. And as I opened that space and allowed God to do what God does best, that energy receded and a whole new wave of energy arrived at Interfaith Spiritual Center worldwide. And I love what Marlene said. She said, we're going to grow out of this place very soon. And I feel that, because in the last 2 years that I've traveled so much, I know it's taken its toll on some levels, but I'm here now. And I know who I am, and I know where I'm going, and I also know who you are and where you're going. Because where are we going?
Higher.
Where? We are going higher yet. Where?
Higher yet.
Where?
Higher yet.
And that makes all the difference. God bless you.